Hey everybody, how you doing out there? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce. We're back for the final hour of trading today in the markets. The markets have just in the last while,
with 2 times the Scene Plus.
Hold on a sec. Just in the last while, have hit the bottom of the day, the low trade level of the day. We're down 238 on the Dow right now. We've been a bit lower than this, maybe 15 points. That's just in the last 15 minutes. Got to say, from about 1 o'clock Eastern, last 2 hours, we've given up most of the momentum here. We're off 48 on the S&P. We're off 225 on NASDAQ. And looking at the percentage losses, NASDAQ has all day and is still the loser of the day. Down now 1.94%, about just under 2% for NASDAQ. This is a continuation of a downdraft. The Dow is only off 0.78, like just a little over a third of that. So really, the Dow should be off about 700, not 248. This S&P is down 50 points. That's 1.2%, kind of halfway in the middle. That's the story there. Oil has turned it around. It's gone negative. We were up $1.50, $1.60 today at one point. We're now down $1.79 a barrel to $94.86. This is going to push gas well under $4 a gallon if this trend continues. So we might be in the 350, 360 range in the not too distant future for a whole lot of the U.S. Lower than that in certain low tax regions. It's still higher than that in others. But I would say that the average price of gas in the U.S. is barely $4 now. Is going to probably be around $3.50 in the next week or two, the way it's kind of meandering along. Unfortunately, you know how this works. When prices go up, they go up $1 a gallon overnight. When they go down, they go at 10 cents a week for months. And we know this game, so nothing new there. Anyway, 228 is the downdraft right now on the Dow Jones. Google down 243, and that's a recovery. Google is at 105.78. It was at 104.76, so it's recovered a little bit. Still under pressure. We got Matterport down 12.5 cents. SmartRent down 6. Tesla down $30 to $7.75. Welcome back, Tesla. SoFi down 31 cents to $6.15. So frustrating to see that. And then there's GameStop, $32.24. The low of the day today, $32.10. And volume today, 3.75 million shares. Still under a million in the old calculation. So it's a really quiet day on GameStop. Like this is less than what we were doing before we even knew about the split. This is really quiet. 32.23 down $1.75. That's a $7 loss if you go back to the old pricing. And at 132, that's $128 a share. We're about $129 a share right now from 162 high just last week, Tuesday and Wednesday. So in a week, we've given up quite a bit of ground here on GameStop. And it looks like it's going to continue. It's slipping and just slowly but surely giving up even more ground as best as I can tell you. 32.18 now is the latest trade. And the low of the day, 32.10. We're 8 cents away from the low trade of the day on GameStop. All right. Other stocks, Spire down 7.5 to 124.5. Apple down 168, 151.26. AMC down 75 cents to 14.16. The low of the day on AMC, 13.94. And the volume, 17.8 million. That isn't good. If this stock doesn't do 50 million a day, it can't hold the level. This is not good for AMC shareholders. ATIP is down 13.5 cents to 105.5. Unbelievable. The market cap of ATIP is now $218 million. I think between cash on hand and their line of credit, that's more than $218 million, plus 950 physical locations. This company is worth over $1 billion. It's trading at $1.05. It should be no less than $5, and even that's a joke. just absolutely, it just makes no sense. It makes, there has got to be a major investor shareholder problem, not a corporate problem, a shareholder problem. Somewhere, somebody is into a whole bunch of paper and has got a massive margin call, derivative problem, whatever it is, and they're selling or being blown out of this stock relentlessly, and it's just coming down. Or what it is there's a group of hedge funds out there who have targeted small, not so heavily followed public companies and are just targeting their stock to ground them down and score some gains. But where did these guys start shorting it? Because this stock doesn't trade 5-10 million a day. It's not an active trader. So I don't know how this has been played, but 105.5. My recommendation is whenever you get a $500 lying around, $300 lying around, pick up some more ATIP and just buy it. Just buy it down here. Just nibble it up, put it away. Sooner or later, there'll be a turnaround, but I can't tell you when and how. At the moment, I can't. Rocket Lab down a penny, Cyxtera up 15 cents, ME down 7.5 cents, Pfizer up 61, HPQ down 65 cents, Cisco down 55, Twitter is up a nickel, Home Depot down 8.78, Carvana down 1.45, Robinhood down 49 cents to 8.40, Vanik Vectors down 3.86. That chip bill, that the computer chip thing, passed the Senate 64 to 36. That's going forward to, I think the House and the Senate have to reconcile their deal, and then the president can sign it. Looks like it's going to happen. IBM down 87 cents, nothing serious there. Microsoft, though, down 8.83, 249.99. The earnings come out tonight. Just guess what the street's thinking. The street is not thinking warm and fuzzy thoughts. They're getting out now. Interesting. Goldman down $6. U.S. Steel up 3 cents. Meta Platforms down 8.38. Not looking good there either. I think they're coming out tonight too with earnings. Amazon down 6.29. Bed Bath & Beyond down 41 cents to 4.63 now. BlackBerry down 18 to 5.68. Royal Caribbean down 127 to 33.15. We've got Target, the retailer, down 6.43. Costco, the retailer, down 18.96. Walmart, the big retailer, down 10.49 to 121, pardon me. Nvidia down 5.35. Disney down $3. American Airlines down 33 cents. Netflix is off 6.50 to 211.99. Moderna down $4 to 161. Over on Boeing, we're down 131, and Intel is down 26. Micron is down 55. These are chip stocks. They're down, even though the bill passed today through the Senate. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Some days they just don't make sense. 32.20 on GameStop at the moment. The low of the day, 32.10. We're a dime away from a lower low on GameStop. It would appear to me, from what I see here, the Dow off 277 points, near and or around the low of the day, with 51 minutes to go, from what I can see here from this vantage point at the moment. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with me today. Appreciate this. Richard is number 4, Tiff number 6. Steve is number 8, Spicy number 9. The thumbs ups have come out. Thank you guys again for this. BW, ATIP trying its hardest to become the first to get delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. We don't want it to go under $1. Cindy B, hey y'all. Nice bike mate saying, how you doing? Coyote, afternoon everybody. Bought back a lot of covered calls today. Karim, I'm number 19. Let's go. So is DQ. Selling my house Upper Marlboro. I'm also number 19. Maybe I'm 20, says DQ, or 21. BW, WS, Wall Street won't let us know about it, but I think there's today, but there's some massive margin calls that are coming due here. John's touchpad is number 29. DQ, YouTube app sucks at reporting the thumbs ups. Let's see, Coyote. This morning, while trying to set bids, I accidentally set one as a sell to open and wrote a contract I didn't want to, but GameStop continued to dip. So I made $50 on it and bought my mistake back. So way to go. Brandon, 569 here in LA County for gas. It's still well above $4 or $5 a gallon there. It's amazing, isn't that something? Mark Cherry, how you doing? Number 35, Wing Commander 37, John Jepson, number 34. Let's see. Coyote, Fed hearing tomorrow too. Think we should write today or tomorrow morning if we expect a pullback on the hike. I can't tell you. I just don't know. We're expecting a 3/4 point hike in the bank rate tomorrow for interest rates. We'll see what's going on. Beach Boy, just realized that the giant Paul Sorvino passed away, an icon of an era. R.I.P. detective. Yeah, he was the big man in Goodfellas, among many other movies. Phenomenal. John Clark, thumbs up, number 40. Thanks, John. Coyote, GameStop volume is the equivalent of 925,000 shares pre-split. This is a ghost town. Nothing going on. Brandon, Fed tomorrow and GDP on Thursday. We got big numbers coming up. Greg, Bruce, and or the chat. What happened to the supposed short squeeze that was supposed to happen to GameStop a year and a half ago? Not being sarcastic, it's just a question since I don't hear much about it anymore. Yeah, well, of course, the stock was in the midst of running dramatically higher, and it reached the 340, 350 range one afternoon, and then in the evening, in the aftermarket, it kept running, and then overnight, this is way back when. We heard announcements were made and bulletins were released from Robinhood, Fidelity, Schwab, and a number of other online firms, but it started with Robinhood, where people who wanted to buy Robinhood were forbidden to do so. They wouldn't accept any buy orders. Even people who wanted to sell 500 shares couldn't sell shares. They were limited to 5 shares at a time, or was it even 2 shares at a time? It was absolutely asinine. It was absolutely ridiculous. A dereliction of duty. Should have been a suspension of the license for the firm. They should have had massive fines to the owners of the company, the directors of the company. SEC investigation should have happened all over, and nothing but crickets were done until Congress had a hearing about it, and it sounded like GameStop was on trial, not the brokerage business. And the shares reached 500 a share on the aftermarket, after the close. It reached that because there was no restrictions to trade there. And then, but that didn't last. And then within a week, the stock was back into the 200s. And then after that, it was game over. And by the time they allowed trading again, the shares had cratered back into the hundreds, went up to the low 300s, came back again, and we've been up and down ever since. And the mother of all short squeezes was supposed to have happened, but it didn't. It could have been a run to 1,000 a share, in my opinion. The shares could have reached 1,000 because there was such an inequality between buyers and sellers. But the brokerage firms stepped in and claimed to protect investors' capital and to protect their margin requirements. They basically suspended trading in the stock. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why the New York Stock Exchange never sanctioned anybody. It was a New York Stock Exchange listed stock. There was no reason for the stock to be suspended on the New York Stock Exchange. Just ridiculous. Absolutely a joke. And no one has been fined, held accountable, charged, nothing. Because the street, the brokerage community, with their super PAC funding, they own, control, and they have the Congress around their little finger, tied up in knots, and there's not a damn thing that's going to be done about it. And welcome to 2022. Michael, okay, I made it. Thanks for waiting for me. H. Gregory at number 44. I love this for our covered calls. And do you think that IBM will slowly come back to the 140s, Uncle Bruce? I do, eventually, but it's going to be a while yet. John, I hope the Congress critters all got orders in. I would hate for them to lose out on profit. Shez, I'm here at number 49. Brandon, buddy works at the port here in California, says the big stores are not picking up their goods. They are paying the penalty fee over having the inventory trucked to the stores. Interesting. I don't get it. Crazy. Vivian is here, number 52. BW, the major problem you keep alluding to, Uncle Bruce, is the massive amounts of global hedge funds that are so severely over-leveraged that they never seem to want to report on them. There you go. And also the derivative market, which is completely unregulated, and there is no reporting and there is no disclosure. And so we don't know, you don't know, no one knows which hedge funds and all these other entities are into the derivatives for how much and how leveraged are they. Only time we find out about how leveraged some of these guys are is when there's a blow up, and Swiss Bank is still trying to recover from the nightmare. I think they lost upwards of $8 billion on one of the blowups. Other banks lost money as well, like Nomura Banking in Japan and others. That's the only time we find out, is when after the damage is done. I have no idea what kind of leverage is going on in the oil market, in the gold market, in any commodity, any stock, through the derivatives markets. And they're mainly run now in London, England. And there will be no regulation there because these guys, they figured something out. They figured out that all of the bankers and investment firms in London, they are trading all these derivatives, and it's trillions of dollars. Now, I'm not talking billions, trillions of dollars in derivative bets are going on, and the commissions are phenomenal. And so there are some very nice cars in London, very nice flats, and very nice villas elsewhere that are owned by the London kids over there. They're not giving that game up. And why would they want to report their activity to anybody? For what purpose? The only thing that can come from that is bad news. Disclose your positions or disclose your exposure, and people will bet against you. You're not going to do that. You're going to keep it a closed shop and run this baby. It's just amazing. Welcome, Sean and Wendy. Michael, nice. DQ. Michael, you're not late if you're here before Birdie. Oscar, love SNDL, Sundial, GameStop. Interest hike will be lower than expected due to the slowdown in the economy. Greg, Bruce is the only YouTube channel with a 100,000 plaque without the 100,000 sub count. This guy was a go-to during the vid, and when the bull market made him look like a guru, this bear market has been hard on him. We hit 106,000 subs for about a month, maybe. We got up there. And then all of the fly-by-night viewers that were here who were looking for me to recommend, what stock to buy at 1 minute after the open and what stock to sell 1 minute before the close so that you can become a millionaire today. When those folks didn't get those kinds of recommendations from yours truly, after a few weeks, they went elsewhere and they went on. But there were also a lot of folks here at one time who were very leveraged into the market to a degree where, one, they should never have been in the market, but number two, they were using credit card balances and lines of credit from credit cards to play the market, looking for the big score. And they got their behinds handed to them, and they eventually left the market in its entirety, or they were kicked out, and they didn't watch me anymore. And many other channels like mine, who were also just high flyers for about 4 months or so, they too got their butts handed to them. And if you look around today, if you can remember some of the YouTube channels you used to watch or you heard of back in January of 2021, they're not here anymore. There's some guys still on the air. They're still YouTubers, but they're infrequently posting. I'm still going live twice a day to my loyal followers. I'm still true to my core, but it is what it is, man. It's unbelievable. Hawkeye is number 51 and is here. Thank you, Craig. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. JG, hey, Uncle Bruce, ready to make a move on poor man cover call. Don't have enough to leverage Apple, so I'm looking at 10 HPQ January 19th, $24. What is this? $23 calls. Okay, January 19th expiry 2024 is a year. $23 calls for 10.85 each. What are your thoughts on making moves on down markets on poor man covered calls? So you're looking to pick up a $23 option on a stock that's right now just around 32 bucks. So your option is $9 in the money. Let's give it that, and you're trying to pick it up for 10.85. So you're paying $1.85 more than the book value, and that's too much. You're about $1 too high on using my 90-10 rule. But hey, it's a free country. You can do whatever you want. If you go ahead and buy the shares here, you're buying the contracts with a stock down 64 cents. I would be trying to buy this contract for at least 50 cents less or 80 cents less, if at all possible. Put in stink bids and see if they come to you. And then go ahead and write. Absolutely. The key is that you're into a $23 contract. The stock's a $32 stock. So you're in the money $9. Keep a sharp eye on the, make sure you stay in the money, but I think you will. And write calls and bring in some cash. Right on. Frumler. A guy bet 120 grand thinking GameStop was going to mother of all short squeezes after the split. Yeah, I'm sure there were many who bet, 5, 10, 20, 30 grand each. There were zillions of these guys, and there always is. Wing Commander, didn't we get smallish rallies after the Fed speaking and then a dump the morning after everyone's sobered up? We did have that last time. Yeah, that's true. Craig, he has been preaching being a covered call writer since last year. He's one of the only ones on YouTube who promotes call writing, and we can tell you it's made this bear market pretty fun. There you go. H. Gregory, yes, Coyote. JG, Facts, Coyote. Ron Dugan, number 63, Coyote, number 66. Michael, shouldn't the 75 basis point hike already be baked into this right now? I mean, no one should be surprised. I agree. I mean, no one should be surprised, but we'll see how the market reacts. Markets are funny, goofy. Zooey, I'm down. Oh, thank you for this donation. I'm down 80% on ME, on SoFi, and ATIP. I'm tempted to sell. What are your thoughts? If you sell here, you guarantee your loss and you lock it in, and you'll never get the gain. So there's your ultimate move, which I would not recommend. The actual move you should be doing is the opposite. You should be doing a George Costanza. You should be buying up all three stocks right now to lower your average. That's what you should actually be doing. Michael, buy high, sell low. I like Zoe. LL, thank you, Uncle B. Brandon, Michael, yes, the 75 basis point hike is baked in since last hike, but Powell might raise it or lower that. That'll affect the markets, and then add a GDP number, they'll make it positive or negative. What I'm worried about, Brandon and Michael and everybody else who cares about this, is not the actual hike. I'm not worried about that. I agree with you guys. I believe it is also already baked in. I believe that too. You know what worries me? The commentary after it's done. That's what bugs me. If Powell starts talking too hawkish in the press conference after they announce the hike, that could be bad news. It's how he carries himself and what language he uses after the hike is announced. That's what I'm really interested in watching for, and could be concerning, could be good, could be bad. So there you go. Michael, do not sell now. Seriously. Mirko, why would you sell if you're down 80%, says Mirko. Makes no sense in my opinion. Try to get your money back, but average out. Let's see. The Coyote, damn, 80, you might as well hold and wait it out. Let's see. Craig, JS, what is it? JSYK, definitely not hating. I'm not hating on you, Uncle Bruce. I made 6 figures in 2020 because of your advice. I literally had zero experience with investing. Roaring Kitty introduced me to GameStop, but my money was made because of Uncle Bruce. There you go. Well, those are kind words. Bill, Mirko, that's because next it's 90% down. Let's see. MG number 73. Mirko, yeah, but like Uncle Bruce said, don't buy on margin and you'll be fine. Of course, if you need the money, it is bad news. Coyote, if it was baked in, I don't think we would have had that run last week. Michael, it's in the oven now, Coyote. It's in the oven now. Well, there you go. Anyway, we'll see what happens with those interest rate hikes. Jen, how are you?
I'm good at my iPad.
Would you like your iPad right here? If you wanted it, you'd have to walk across the camera to get it, but that's not going to happen. So there's the hand of death right there. Here's your iPad. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. All righty. What else is going on here? JG. Okay, I'm getting it. I think 18 for 14.85. That's 90.10. The key here, JG, is whatever you pay for that in the money call, you want less than 10% of the price of that call to be time. You want 90% or more of the price of that call to be book value. That's the secret to this trade, my friend. So if you're going to buy that $23 call and it's $9 in the money, you want to pay $10 or less for it. That would be the ultimate pricing. 10.80 is 80 cents too much. Just my thought on it. Thank you. JSYK, it means just so you know. Thank you. I don't know this stuff. I know a few of these, but it's just not my thing. I'm a word guy. Although I do, when it comes to songs, I don't know the words of songs very much. I know the guitar licks. I know them. I remember the guitar lick, the music, the solos, but I don't know the words. Jen knows the words. She knows second verses of obscure songs. I don't know that, but I know the key change when that comes. Anyway, hello from Bobby. Initial XE. Hey, Bruce, I'm looking out of the money calls. I'm looking out of the money calls for SoFi, the summer of 2023 to reach $10 a share. What are your thoughts on that? Well, you can look at it, but I tell you right now, you're better off just buying the paper at $6.15 a share. They never expire. The stock goes to $12-15. You doubled money, made 2.5 times your money. I get it. The idea of buying out of the money calls for leverage. There's some excitement there, but I just don't recommend it. Not these days. BW, you were committed to having these stocks before they all tanked. Why would you sell a loss now? Dollar cost average. If you thought you needed the dollar sooner, all you do is a DCA. Better days. Karim, the run last week was short covering. Howdy, y'all from Spare. I have a feeling that in case of ATI, that there is a leverage trader that is trying his luck. Well, we'll see what happens. Karim, that person should average down 80% lot, but one guy can bring it all the way down. Brandon Boyle. Now we have to. What is that? Now we can have a name that tune segment. Yoko can guest host. There we go. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Brandon, for that. 32.29 on GameStop, still about 20 cents away from the low of the day. The Dow off 243. We have a negative day showing here. Natural gas futures ended a 7-week high. Oil prices finished lower, down 166 on oil. We're down 48 points on S&P. That's 1.23%. NASDAQ down 231, which is 1.97% right now. The Dow down 0.73 of 1%. So the Dow is about is at 229 on the negative side. Really should be over 600 on the negative side to match the carnage over at the NASDAQ right now. Just saying, that's what's going on. Whatever it is. Tesla down $32 today at $773. 614 on SoFi down 32. GameStop now 32.31, 11 cents away from the low of the day with 31 minutes left to trade on our day today. The GameStop volume 3.96 million. That is just under 1 million shares before the split. SoFi at $6.14, down 32 cents. The volume 13.3 million. That is less than half. That is really barely half of a normal day. And that's been light. We used to be in the 35, 40 million shares a day range. and now we're pushing 15 to 16 million a day, maybe 20 million. SoFi has really quieted down, and I don't know. Could be that a lot of folks have lost a lot of dough on other issues, and they're just lower on. They hasn't got as much cash lying around, and they can't go after certain stock as much as they were before. I don't know. Bobby Atkinson, my average down on Matterport gains me basically $1/10 shares. Bobby, I figured get them low enough to write a leap and then cross my arms. Michael, oh wow, I didn't even notice ATIP that low today. Time to put in an order. I tell you, ATIP guys, 105.9, just over 10, just around 106 a share. I'd be picking this stuff up down here. I'd be buying this. You got some loose change lying around. You got a couple $100. Pick up some ATIP down here and average your price and just scoop it up. Buy this stuff. Someone's getting hammered, making them sell out. 980,000 traded, unfortunately, for whoever is getting blown out. But yeah, it's ridiculously low. We're down 271 on Google, down 233 on the Dow. $32.30 for GameStop. 20 cents away from the low of the day, right at the moment in time. So that's what we got. 32.27. Another little drop here as the shares are slowly drifting lower at the moment. 32.27. Alrighty. Okay. Nice spike, mate. Only another 50 ATIP for me today. Average of 117. Now, nice going. Wing Commander, don't remember GameStop having volume drying up like that. Where did the excitement go? Larry, hello everybody. Tiff, that's a good ATIP average. 117 is really good. Yeah, Larry is in the house. We got 29 minutes to go, and Larry will do his thing. We'll ring those bells for us. Kareem says, I think the main problem is many people just didn't know about the SPACs and thought they would go to the moon on the first day, spent all their dough, and now can't average now. And I think a big problem with the SPACs, apart from the SEC completely declaring World War III on SPACs, I mean, absolute World War III on every SPAC ever created, forcing all of them to refile all of their financials all over again, no matter what. There was that. And then the other issue was when the inflation thing and the interest rate thing kicked in and the markets began to slump, I believe that every single SPAC that had been created in the last year prior to the end of last year, so all of 2021, every single SPAC was funded at $10 a share by individual investors who were all friends of the brokerage firms and hedge funds and what have you, insiders of those companies, because you and I never got a shot at that stock. And then the $10 pipe financing. This is the big problem, the pipe financing. These companies went public with $100 million, $200 million, $300 million at $10 a share to small investors. Then the pipe investors put in 100 to 500 million, depending on the deal, on top of that money. And when these SPACs did their deals, they did their roll-ins. So SoFi and 23andMe and ATIP and Spire, all of our favorites and everyone else. Then the pipe financing money and that initial $10 a share money all got released to go into the corporate coffers of the new corporation. And that's why SoFi raised over $2 billion and all of our SPACs have cash. The problem was, and the game was, I think, that there were hedge funds out there, several hundreds of them, who all piled in way too much of their cash into these $10 pipe deals, thinking that every one of these SPACs, when they vended in their deal, all the hype going into it would run the market to $30-40 a share. Kind of like how DraftKings had a really good run. Remember, what was that company called? Churchill, that was going to be take over the electric car company. All kinds of money was being made by all kinds of investors and speculators between $10 a share up to about 30, 40 bucks a share. And the hedge funds out there were licking their chops, figuring we'll put 5 or 10 million bucks each into each one of these SPACs. Some of them bought into 20 of them, some bought into 100 of them, putting in 500 million, $5 million per deal into these SPACs, figuring they would double, triple, quadruple their money on every one of them. They would take 500 million, turn it into $2 billion. Easy money. That's what they all thought was going to happen. While they're watching from the corner of their eye, they're watching Wall Street do IPOs. And all of these IPOs were coming out. And we were talking about this last year and a half ago, where an IPO would be rumored to go public at 35 a share. And then the whisper rumor it was going to go public at 40 a share. And it eventually went public at 50 a share. And the first opening trade after that was $60, $80, $100, $110 a share. And then they ran up from there. And these hedge funds are sitting there going, well, we're going to get into the SPAC business. We'll buy up all this $10 pipe financing. And so when these deals come through, we'll be at 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks. And we too will make 4, 5, 6 times our money on each deal we got, 5 to 10 to 15 million to 20 million bucks per deal. And they got greedy. Why wouldn't they? They got greedy. And when the SEC declared war on SPACs, it was all over. And there's where the problem arose. And I think it is still falling out. There are still fallout situations where a number of investment houses and hedge funds and whatnot have millions and millions and millions of shares of stock that were restricted from trading and slowly got released over time. And by the time they were allowed to sell their stock, it was at $6, $5, $7. And as they've been selling, it's just been going down and down and down. And I think a bunch of these hedge fund guys made promises or indicated possible returns that would be just astronomical to a whole bunch of high-end investors who funded these guys. And they began to have to start selling out to cover their losses and handle payouts because they started getting redemptions. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are hedge funds out there who are dealing with a massive mess of redemptions right now, and they're upside down. They're not able to pay them off. And they've sold off all kinds of shares of all kinds of the SPACs that either we're into or others are into. And this is why these are so low. That's what's going on. Because at the end of the day, SmartRent doesn't have debt. Matterport doesn't have any debt. Over at Spire and ATIP and Sixtera, Rocket Lab, ME, they don't have any debt. They've got cash on hand. They got all kinds of cash on hand. They might be losing money every quarter as startup new companies, but they're sitting on so much cash they can go 10 years before they run out of money. And they'll growing their business every quarter with new clientele, new business, larger sales. They're going to be around a long, long time, longer than their shareholders, these original backers. They're going to outlast those guys. Unfortunately, we, the public, along with all the other, SPACs that are out there, hundreds of them, the millions of shareholders out there that own the SPAC stocks are caught up in this vortex of speculation and selling here that's going on. And all we can do is just buy up the bargains, and that's it. So yeah, picking up ATIP down here at 105, 16, 110, this is a steal. And if you've got an $8 average and you can pick off 200 or 300 shares every couple of weeks or 1,000 shares a month, you're going to bring your average from 8 down to like 3 in an awful hurry. And you can bring it down quickly from even there and take stock off the street. And this is the secret to the SPACs. The more shares we pick up and just tuck away into our accounts, the fewer shares can trade. And there's going to be a point where there's a shortage of stock to trade. And the shorters, if there are any shorters, are going to find that their borrowing rates are going to skyrocket, and they're not going to be able to buy back as easily as they thought the shares at such a cheap price. And they're getting caught, kind of like they got caught on GameStop when GameStop at one time was $30, $40, $50 a share 10 years ago. And it went all the way down to like $2 and something cents a share at their all-time low. And there were 75 million shorted and only 70 million in existence. And these shorters still wouldn't cover their shorts, even though they could buy it at 250 and make a killing just locking in their gains. They still didn't do it. And there was their death knell. That's what got them in the end, because the street figured it out that these greedy bastards wouldn't buy back their stock, thinking it would delist. They figured it would delist, and it didn't. And it started to move up. And by the time they bought in to get out, they were into this mess for hundreds of millions, and then it was billions of dollars in losses. And of course, the average Wall Street bets investor on the street made a bunch of money, and there you go. And so, can it happen that ATIP is scooped up down here by all kinds of retail investors, and it's just picked up, and put away? Could it be that a Ryan Cohen kind of character, maybe not that actual person, but someone like that, just picks up this stock, just buys up this $1, $1.10 stock for weeks, just picks it up and makes a declaration to the stock exchange, to the SEC. I own 12% of ATIP, and I want to change board of directors. I want to get this company on its feet. And the stock runs to $5 because the shorters are going to get caught with their pants down, because this one investor took millions of shares out of circulation, and now they can't find the millions of shares to cover their butts. Sound familiar? Yeah, it does sound familiar. Well, that could happen on any of our former SPACs, absolutely. But I can't tell you the minute it's going to happen, and that's why I don't have 106,000 subscribers anymore, because I can't tell you the exact minute that this is going to take place. So you 80-odd thousand subscribers are just going to have to chug along with me and keep coming back every day to find out when all this is going to take place, and we'll see what happens. Okay, there's the story right there. Okay, welcome one, welcome all, and here we are. Brian, another limit buyout in for 50 GameStop at 29.69. My 33.33 hit, and I have 50. Once I hit 100, I'll take some Bruce courses and selling covered calls. Woohoo! There we go. Getting closer all the time. Wing Commander, GameStop has another $3.50 to go, I think. Yeah, 32.19, 32.16, 6 cents away from a new low on the day, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, we're just about there. Uncle Bruce, Beach Boy. So, Uncle Bruce, knowing my position, if you had to choose loading up on something, which one would you go for on the SPACs? There you go. There you go. Well, I love them all. I mean, I just love every one of these guys. They're all growing their companies. They're all growing their cash flows. They're all sitting on cash. They all have virtually no debt. They're all going to be around for years. But there comes a point where certain stocks have such leverage over other stocks that they get to be too cheap not to pick up. So, right now you kind of have to look at the cheapest stocks like Spire and ATIP and ask yourself, at 109 on ATIP and 125 on Spire, for these to double, they don't have to go very far. $2, $2.50, and they've doubled in price. Something wrong with that? No, nothing wrong with doubling your money if you scoop them down here, but you can't push the stock to do it in a week. It's just not going to work that way. And so I don't know how this is going to go. It's just one of those things. You gotta just be very patient with some of these and pick them off. Just pick them off when they're down here, and say thank you, sir, for giving up your stock at these low prices. Sorry you lost money, but I'll take it from here. And you kind of play that game with them and use that attitude. And if it takes a week, takes a month, takes 3 months, takes 6 months, takes a year, and you make a nice buck on it, it's going to be more than you're going to get from your bank if you put it into a GIC or something like that, a guaranteed investment certificates. So I guess there's that. I don't know. I just, you got to have the right mind frame and the mindset, and you've got to be disciplined to be able to just sit there and say, no matter how long this takes, I'm going to buy these, I'm going to hold these, and if it goes to zero, so be it. But you know what? I can afford to lose every dollar I put into this deal, but I don't think I'm going to lose on this deal. And that's how you have to go. By the way, we got 99 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. 32.15 on GameStop right now. Watching a lot of stuff happening at the same time. What else? ATIP at 104. Who is buying? Where is my white powder when I need it? Brian Matterport hit 34, I believe, all-time high. Pretty nice. I sold all of mine at 26. Made like 60% profits. Fun times. I think that was the only SPAC I've ever made money on. Michael, 37.60 was the high of all time. Brian, wow, you can buy 500 ATIP for $500. Amazing. Once it's 20, and that is 5 contracts you can write. Wow. Nick, I'm number 86. Drops Family Garden. I still have faith in Matterport. Splair, I had luck with SoFi near 25. Bobby got 30 more ATIP, averaging down 20 cents. There you go. Splair, both are strong. Nick, Uncle Bruce, who is holding it up on Tesla? Dropping it already, will you? Tesla is 773, down $32. Just running the long game on Spire, Matterport, and SoFi says drops. Arturo, I'm number 84. Kent, my GameStop 3250s are looking real good right now. There you go. 32.16 on the stock, and patience is a virtue. Just let it come. LOL, they're cashing their paper, silver, and gold margin calls. BW, ouch, Lufthansa is now canceling a ton of flights, and it's impacting over 130,000 passengers globally. Puts on airlines. So this is the cancellations are because of strikes. It's bad. Brandon, Dad recently flew through Heathrow and said it was a nightmare. Tiff, BW, I think you are late for that. The news is over 10 hours old. Mirko, hey, Uncle Bruce, bought 2 more HPQ $20 calls, January 2024 for $12.96 today. Already wrote $33 against till next Friday at 48 cents. Giddy up, taking in the money already. JG, holy moly, any advice is helpful. I have Fidelity, bought 5 contracts to write against, but don't have level 3 access. I'm requesting, but any advice is helpful. Drops, I figure when the real estate market crashes hard, Matterport will be in play. Splair, just say somewhere in the next 10 years it should happen. Then you have enough time before they can say you're not that kind of a guru kind of a guy. Alex, Beach Boy, you can't ask Uncle Bruce to choose between his SPAC babies. Tiff, Beach Boy, just buy Spire until it's over $2 a share. Coyote, if ATIP gave me a 20-time return, I think I'd just take and sell. BW, Uncle Bruce, this is probably the best type of market to train people in. Markets are terrible portfolios on the way down. DCA isn't easy if light lawn funds, but options will allow us to gain in down markets. Bama Babe, I'm still waiting on Microsoft and Google earning reports. So interesting. I have made a few plays on them both ways. Right on, Bama Babe. You're on top of this market as you should be. Well, GameStop 32.14, 32.15, right at the low of the day here, 32.10. We're right there. The Dow's off 263. We're not going anywhere with this market. We're down 50 on S&P, and we're down 237 on NASDAQ, down 2.02%, 1.28% drop on S&P, and 0.84 on the Dow. The Dow is underperforming as far as it's the best performer, down 0.84, where NASDAQ is down 2%. So the Dow is maybe not going to hold. We'll see if this catches up. I don't know. And the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield slips below 2.79 as the IMF warns of severe global downturn and U.S. economic data disappoints. There you go. 32.16 to 32.22 on GameStop. SoFi 6.12, down 34 cents. Tesla down $33. Smart Rent down 8.5 cents. Matterport down 13.5. Dow Jones down 279 points. Alphabet, Google down 294. Spire down 6.5 to 125.5. We've actually bounced up just a little from 122 to 126. Apple still down 162 to 155.33. AMC at 14.08, down 84 cents. ATIP sitting at 109. Low of the day 104. A little climb back this afternoon, late, just a little bit. We're down to 11 minutes. We've got Rocket Lab down 3.5 cents. Not too serious there. Cyxtera is up 24. ME down 7.5 cents. Pfizer up 52. HBQ down 63 cents. Cisco down 51. Twitter up 16 cents. Home Depot still down 8.14. Vanik down 360. IBM down 79. IBM down 8. Microsoft down 8.15. Goldman down 5.90. Meta Platforms down 780. Amazon down 640 to 114.70. We got some hits going through here. Costco down 16.95. A Target down $6 to 151. Walmart down $10 to 121.96. There's no recovery coming on those stocks today anywhere, from what I can see. There we are. We're almost off $3 to 105 on Google. And GameStop 32.34 at the moment. Okay. Alex, I am thumbs up number 82, by the way. Thank you, sir. Coyote, JG, I spoke with Fidelity about permanent cover calls a few months ago. They said their level 2 covers permanent cover calls, if I recall. If you get denied for 3, apply for 2 and don't choose conservative. Alex, Bama Babe, have you bought calls and puts as described in lesson 3? If so, I'd be really interested to hear how you're getting on. Bama, Alex, I only sell puts and calls. That's all I do. I only sell puts and calls. Rock and roll. We have 108 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for chipping in with the thumbs up number today. So appreciate it. We're down right now 251 on the Dow Jones, and GameStop is 32.39, trying to dead cat bounce off of the lows. Still down 159 on the day. Will it break 32 is the question between now and 9 minutes from now. Is GameStop going to hold $32 today? It's 32.36 to 32.38 in that range right now. We'll see what it's going to do. 258 drop on the Dow near the low of the day. Not any serious buy interest coming in from what I can sense here. We were 25 points off the low. That's it. We're down 49 on S&P and 233 on NASDAQ at this point in time. 32.35 on your GameStop. Alex says, Bama, I got you. Okay, from what I've read, you are making good moolah. There you go. Bama works very hard and pays very close attention to these markets. 32.36 on GameStop, down 162 on the day. Volume now, GameStop, 4.34 million. Not even 1.1 million prior to the split. This stock would at least trade about 2 million a day. It's not doing it. It's not getting it at all. It is backing off on volumes. That means it goes lower. That just means it goes lower. That's all there is to it. It won't hold these numbers. So from what I see, anyway, prove me wrong, but that's what I see. Yuck. Okay. All right. Oil down 179 to 94.92. We're under 95 again. Interesting to see if it goes under 90 in the next week or so. The July 4th weekend is over. We're into August now. Economic slowdowns are everywhere. Walmart is telling us their core clientele are spending. They're not spending more money. They can't keep up with the inflation add-on. They're spending just as much as they always did, which means they're buying less stuff. This is bad for Walmart, really bad for its suppliers, and an indication that Amazon is going to get the crap kicked out of it. If Walmart is already slumping from their end, then Amazon is next. It's only a matter of time before their numbers don't add up. They don't come in. I'll tell you, it's going to be something. Costco's off. Target is off today. Any retailer is under pressure right now. This can't be good. Kroger's and Safeways and all these other stores, they're all having to raise prices like crazy. Not good for business, let me tell you. Not good at all. GameStop 32.44 at the moment. The Dow off 222 points. We're down to 6 minutes, and we're done today. JG, thank you. Coyote just applied. There we go. Glad to hear this. Those of you who have questions about your platforms and whatnot, most of the times I can't answer these questions because I don't have Fidelity. I don't have any of these platforms myself. But other viewers who do can sometimes chip in with a bit of advice for you. So way to go. One of the advantages of being a member of this channel is you get to ask those kinds of questions, and members of this channel who have these platforms can help you out. And that's the best part of this family right here, I think. 32.39 on GameStop, 39.42. We're watching this closely. The Dow down 197. It's a slight comeback at this point with 5 minutes to go. Will there be a last 5-minute computer sell program kicking in to really kick the market? I don't know. But 32.39 is the GameStop value right now. 32.39 at the moment. And your calls are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. They're losing time value. And the enthusiasm of option players has got to be just waning as they're just watching their investments go to hell. That's why you want to be a writer. It's as simple as that. You want to be an option writer. Michael, the second I put an order in ATIP, it runs up 6 cents. Well, you had all day 110 on ATIP, 110.5, still down 8.5 cents. Spire at 125.5, down 6.5. Both have perked up in the last 10, 20 minutes. Should have just bought at market, says Michael. Wing Commander, hence why Amazon is raising prices for Prime. It's going up 20% in the UK. It's going up 30% in Germany, and it's going up 40% in price in Italy and France and Spain. Yikes, exactly. And this is not going to make Amazon any more money. It's just going to help them lose less. They're not going to win with this strategy. This isn't one of those strategies where, oh, this is great. Our buddies over at Amazon are going to make all kinds of extra money because they're raising their prices. Not going to happen. It's going to guarantee have people take a walk. That's what's going to happen. Yep. GameStop 132.29. 32.29 on GameStop now. 32.29, 19 cents from the low of the day. Coyote, S&P having another final minute rally. I guess they didn't learn yesterday's lesson. For 3 minutes to go. DQ, Michael, yeah, I matched the current bid and it magically went up. Barry, when SoFi went from 24 to 12, I thought I was buying it at half off. Now it's 6. I am half off. Same, says Michael. Aaron, scoop more of that ATIP and ME today. DQ shenanigans. That's what it is. AMC is now down to $14, down 91 cents. It is just coming off at the end here. GameStop 32.26, falling back a little more. ATIP is 110.5, 110.5, down 8.5. Spire 124.9 cents a share, just at 125 a share. Dow's down 227. And we are seeing sell-offs today, no doubt about that. 32.24 on GameStop, 32.36 range, somewhere in there. And ATIP 111, now back to 111, still down 8 cents. There you go. That's the story, kids, of what's happening. We've got 2 minutes left. Larry is getting ready to ring the bells for us to finish off this day. Another interesting day of activity for sure. JG, random question, folks. Anyone else feel they can't talk to most loved ones about writing calls because most can't fathom it works or have capital to invest? If more people understood, wouldn't they? Well, there you go. That's true. A minority of the market understands what writing options actually is. Very few people do it. And I think it's an easy way to make money. It's my opinion. 32.38, 32.37 on GameStop. 1 minute to go in the day. We're almost done. 14.04 on AMC. Spire 125. ATIP 110.5. And Michael says, most of my friends don't believe me or understand me. Jim says, I had my brother-in-law just say, good luck with that. There you go. And we're in the last few seconds of the day, just about to finish things off here. We've got the Dow down 226, just about finished. Nick, I ordered 8 cameras from Amazon. Can you guess where the cameras were made? 6 worked, 2 did not, so I sent it back. Will we ever see good quality products made in good old USA in our lifetime? Sell my house, JG. I think it's too complicated unless you have a passion. I just think those people just don't understand the potential. And Larry, thank you, my friend, for hitting the bells and shutting it down for another day. And we can relax a little bit more. 32.39 to 32.45 on GameStop. The Dow off 229 or so. We've got Aspire at 124, ATIP at 111. Final trades on the day. Sextera was the winner, up 31 cents to 11.50. 31-cent gain. ME down 8 cents. Pfizer up 56. It was the winner as well. HPQ 31.99 down 61 centinos. DQ, I just can't talk to my loved ones about anything. Splair, I have the same problem. When I start to talk about options, my father or others start with stories about other people that get scammed. DQ, thank you, Larry Titus. Coyote, tomorrow will be interesting. DQ, okay, ATIP bid failed at the bell. Splair, thanks, Larry. Have a good night, y'all, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks, Splair. Have yourself a good one too, buddy. Yeah, another day has come and gone, and we're down with a 229 drop on the Dow Jones. Red everywhere. Tesla down $28 to 776. We got SoFi 614 down 32, and GameStop at 32.45 down $1.53. JG, seriously can't deny our account balance is going up in a down market. Barry, my game plan is to see SoFi recover halfway to 9, and then I'll start writing calls on it. Larry, have a good one. Blair, thanks, Larry, for that too. Yeah, it is what it is. Another down day. It wasn't a bloodbath day in the markets. Nothing like that. A 1.8% drop on NASDAQ. That is not a bloodbath. 1.1% on S&P and 0.72% on Dow. This isn't bad. But tomorrow is interest rate day. We're going to see how this goes. My hubby thinks it's a bit nuts. This options thing, as he calls it, this options thing. But I ordered him a Tesla a few days ago. He's good with it now. He's going, okay, this okay. This option thing, this is okay now. Popping in for quick thumbs and to announce, I will be suing the NYSE for sucking. All I need to know is who's coming with me. Come on, who's with me? Austin, you hang in there, man. Wing Commander, Microsoft should crush earnings, all things considered. Strong dollar and inflation. However, the stock will get crushed as the long-standing tradition. Microsoft announced over a month ago that the high U.S. dollar was hurting its business because Microsoft products overseas are way more expensive because of the U.S. dollar rise and the currencies fall overseas. This is not good for Microsoft or Apple at all. Michael, I asked my mom, but she said no, said Michael. Coyote, Kent, what a power move. Computer Whiz, 23 and me teased me all afternoon, 1 penny away from my stink bid to call my calls back. I'll get it tomorrow. You'll probably get it even cheaper tomorrow. Splair, thanks. I'll go on with enjoying MASS Effect 3 today. DQ, I asked Mike's mom, and she said yes. I think she hates me. Splair, Kent is showing the way how to change their minds. Austin, Michael, I already asked her last night and once again this morning. BW, all we're waiting for now is a big old smack from the Fed tomorrow, and we will continue the tumultuous week. Let's hope our covered calls come down even more. Mike, gross. There you go, kids. Another day in paradise. What can I tell you? It is something. The NASDAQ is off 1.9 and the Dow is off 200 points before the Fed decision tomorrow. So we're going to find out tomorrow what the Fed decision is with regards to interest rates. We're all expecting 0.75 percentage point. That is the anticipated number. We'll see how that goes. But what we're worried about, what you should be worried about, or what I worry about, is what will the Fed say after they do it at the press conference? What language are they going to use? That's what I wonder about. Now, tonight, we're supposed to get earnings on Microsoft. We're supposed to get earnings on a couple of stocks. I thought tonight, we're all wondering about that. Right now, I see that Microsoft closed at 251.90 today. It was down 6.93, and right now it's down to 244.25, down 7.65 in the aftermarket. Is that because the numbers are out, or is there speculation going on? I don't have the answer to this. Microsoft 245.02 on 912,000, now at 245 a share. And let's see what's going on. Not yet. I don't see any news release officially yet on Microsoft. Just see it trading now at 246.96, jumping around quite aggressively. 247.19 now, down 431. Alrighty. Also, I think isn't Google coming out tonight with their earnings? Am I mistaken? We're up 365 on Google at 109 right now. 109.75, up $4. Is Google supposed to talk? Maybe they are talking. I don't know. And let's see. Okay, we got folks having fun with each other over here. I'm still working, man. Walmart customers are spending on food, but not much else as inflation takes a toll. Amazon earnings preview: recession fears could drive discounts for Amazon's cloud computing services. 109.35 on Google. Microsoft 246.92, down $4. On Amazon here in the aftermarket, where are we at now? Amazon is 115.27, up 46 cents. Microsoft 246.67, down 5.23. Watching and waiting for results. Google's still holding a 109.36 price, up 3.92 at the moment. That's where I see it. Let's go over here to this, and let's pop this up, and I can see more. Let's go in the aftermarket. Apple is unchanged. Goldman up 77. Yeah, I don't see any of them there, obviously, so I don't have those. So I have to add a symbol. Okay, MSFT. We'll pop Microsoft in there. Then we'll pop in Google. That would be Alphabet. Yeah, we'll pop that in there. And Amazon, AMZN, I believe is our Amazon quote. Yeah. And Amazon. All right, we'll get that up there. Okay. Hopefully that's taking and kicking in. See if that's working. And take a look down here. Is this working or is it not working? Google is up 385 to 109.07. And we're not getting anywhere here on these quotes. Don't mind me, folks. I'm just battling my computer now to try to get it to work. There's Amazon. It's up 59 cents to 115.40. Alphabet is up 355. And MSFT, Microsoft is down 319 right now. There we go. So I got Microsoft here, Amazon and Google here. Okay. Amazon unchanged. Alphabet down 350. Microsoft down 350. And that's what I see at the moment. At the very end of this very moment. Okay. Okay. Does Amazon announce Thursday night? Again, I can't remember who's announcing who. I was pretty sure Microsoft today, and is it Google today? Don't know. Microsoft is down 390. Google right now at 109.17, up 373. Apple as well. Does YouTube even have a direct competitor? There you go. That's a Google. That's the parent company. Anyway, there you go. Okay. 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 Alrighty. Got that there. Got that there. 127 thumbs ups. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Red Tube. Gotta run. See you boys tomorrow. Girls, bros, and girls. Austin, you take care. Later, says Michael. Google 109.80 up 436. Microsoft down 265 to 249.25. And we're waiting for the companies to speak. We're waiting for them to speak. Microsoft down 313, and Google is up $4. Is that right? Yep. And Amazon up 93 cents at the moment. That's what I got right now. Walmart. Oh, that was the warning on Walmart. No, we don't have earnings yet. Okay. All right. What Microsoft stock falls as earnings and revenue miss expectations. That is the headline breaking right now. Over there, please. We have Microsoft. There it is. It's down 266, now down 299 at $248. Apparently they missed. I don't have any announcement in front of me that I can read you about it though. Okay. Right. We've got Google up 391. We got Amazon up 81 cents. And we have Microsoft down 271 apparently. Okay. Okay. There's that. So I'm going to kick that one off. Kicking over here. Google popping apparently. ATIP is up to 114 in the aftermarket. Okay. Seller's obviously not around. 248.68 down 233 on Microsoft. Alphabet is still up 387. Amazon up 84. Let me just refresh that. Yeah, 381 for Google and 84-cent gain for Amazon, with Microsoft down 327. Okay, Microsoft misses on earnings and revenue. Stock drops. Headline is what we got there. But only a $3 drop on Microsoft. We did have a $7 drop during the day, so that makes it $10 in total now. Oh, Texas Instruments stock rises on earnings beat and outlook. Got a winner there. Unfortunately, it's not Microsoft. We'll see. Okay. Alrighty. Time for a Costco run. Everyone have a good evening. You take care, Larry. Good to see you, buddy, and thanks for all your service. We'll see you tomorrow, pal. You have a good night, okay? Right on, pal. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to pack it in myself. We'll review all these numbers tomorrow, and we'll see what all the reactions are everywhere. But we'll see what's going on. In the meantime, guys, thanks for being here. Missed earnings per share and revenue, says Michael. Have a great afternoon and evening out there. See you tomorrow for Wednesday. And don't forget tomorrow night, prime time with Uncle Bruce, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Gold Bagel members. Michael says the earnings per share were 121 on Microsoft. Estimated was 132. They did not hit the number that analyst had thought. Interesting. We'll see how this works out as the night rolls on. 69.7 billion revenue versus 70 billion expected. And LL says good evening to all of you. Thank you all. Have a pleasant evening. Thanks, Mirko. You have a good one too. Michael, thank you for everything. Larry, Coyote, BW, Austin, thanks. DQ, and Kent, Splair, who else here? Everybody who's been here. Computer Whiz, Wing Commander. Thank you, guys. Barry Jam, JG, Coyote, of course. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow, first thing in the morning. Let's make some more money. Take care. Bye for now.